Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. It seems Yvette Cooper might be in a lot more trouble than she realised. Not from anyone in this country, of course, but it seems that she, the Home Office, and indeed maybe the whole of the British government are being investigated by the CIA, the NSA, and all the other three-letter acronym departments of the US security system. The reason is because of the British government's insistence on breaking Apple's encryption, the removal of end-to-end encryption and that sort of thing. All these agencies have been asked to examine fully the potentials for all this. They're saying it opens the door for security breaches, and Britain is now going to be placed on a list of what they're calling insecure countries. This means America may stop sharing data with Britain because it's seen as a weak place without full end-to-end encryption. Deary me. Tulsi Gabbard, who is the new US Director of National Intelligence, announced the measures in a letter to two US politicians who had raised concerns about this whole lifting of security with regards to Apple messaging. Because last week they had to withdraw some of the encryption because the British government wants to look at every single message ever sent in Britain on Apple devices. They'll be coming after Android next, but Google says they're not going to do it. They're not going to bend the knee. But it was reported previously the UK government had asked the US tech giant to do it. They'd first responded by saying no, and then the government apparently threatened them over users' data. And they want this access worldwide, do the British government. And at the moment, Apple are refusing that, but they will say that in Britain it's turned off on British phones. But that doesn't mean that a British phone abroad will be protected. It won't. But anyway, they basically want to be able to look in because they're saying it's for our safety. It's not at all. Don't believe a word of it. It's not for our safety. They want to look at everything. It's for their safety, so they can see if people in this country are planning to have an overturning kind of revolution. They are looking out for themselves. They don't give one shit about us. Anyway, this latest step seems to be a step too far for American security. And they want to investigate, and they're investigating everything and the potential of it. They're saying weak security means that Britain cannot be trusted, basically. It's all part of that. So what are the NSA going to do? Well, I think they're probably going to inspect everything, see if they can break everything, and when they do, present it to the British government and say, look, we broke this. You call yourself secure? We're not releasing any more security information to you. We can't trust you. Anyway, Tulsi Gabbard, she said that she had grave concerns about the UK requiring Apple or any country to create a backdoor that would allow access to Americans' personal encrypted data. And she said it would be a clear and egregious violation of America's privacy and civil liberties, which they take very seriously, of course, and opens up a serious vulnerability for cyber exploitation by adversarial actors. By that, she means the enemy. China, Russia, that sort of thing. She said she'd requested the CIA, the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, DHS, Department of Homeland Security, FBI, NSA, and others, all to provide her with insights about what is in or will be in the public domain. The US government lawmakers have also been asked to give legal opinion on the implications of the reported order on the Bilateral Cloud Act agreement. In other words, it's probably illegal under previously signed laws agreed by the US and Britain. The Department of National Intelligence highlighted that the agreement prevents either state from issuing demands for data of citizens or nationals of the other. And therefore, it would indeed cross that line. And for the Americans, of course, privacy, national security, freedom of speech, First Amendment, and all that, very highly important. Now, this was, like I say, this was a letter to two Democrats, or a Democrat and a Republican, Ron Wyden for Democrats and Andy Biggs for Republicans. They sent this and asked what the implications were. She's gone in, and she's done a full investigation, and she's just waiting on the results. Now, as this goes on, of course, it means fewer and fewer safeguards for data, for security, national security, but also industrial espionage, or things that could embarrass, open people up to blackmail, that sort of thing. It's just not secure. And of course, this is why the government want it. They hate the idea of security. They hate the idea that we could send messages to each other that they don't know what's going on. It's paranoia, and it's not them that need to be paranoid. It's us. We need to be paranoid about them. Well, we are paranoid about them. What am I saying? Anyway, it's Miss Gabbard. Miss Gabbard said that they want or need to reevaluate US-UK cybersecurity arrangements and programs, as well as US intelligence sharing with the UK, if the UK does not back down and change tack on this. The Home Office have been approached for comment, but comment so far there has been none. This is because they've suddenly realised that they've upset the Americans and this is a bad idea. They'll probably still progress with it because they can't be seen to back down. But they realise they've dropped the ball, a huge clanger, and they don't know how to deal with it. But if Americans do start pulling information sharing, intelligence sharing, well, MI5, MI6 and GCHQ have all said that that would be disastrous for Britain. And all because people in government want to know if we are being rude or saying bad things about Keir Starmer. Because that's all this is. One man with very thin skin, worried in case people don't universally love him. Well, we don't, do we? We just don't. It is sad, but worse, it's dangerous. This is an inadequate man. Desperate. Absolutely desperate, but so out of his depth. And not realising the consequences of his actions on what he's doing. Now, at the moment, apparently WhatsApp is still safe. You can still send that. That's like end-to-end double encrypted. Nobody can break it. Nobody can breach it. And of course, as time goes on, there'll be other apps going out there that, again, the apps themselves will be unbreachable. So it won't be a case of, say, Apple allowing a backdoor or breaking it down, because Apple won't own the app. You just be able to download it and do it, and they won't be able to breach it. The encryption keys are so long, and thankfully for it. So thankfully, private individuals out there, private companies out there will build these encryption apps, and then we can all go back to sleeping soundly in our beds knowing that the government aren't going to knock at the door because we said something naughty. Bad, isn't it, though? Consequences of actions by very stupid people. Let me know what you think, as always, and till next time, goodbye.